Good morning. I'm Professor Miller Graves, and I am your HR 2204-02 Human Resource Professor this semester. My purpose for sending you this message is to kind of give you more clarification of what is required for your final research paper and presentation. Right now I'm speaking to you live from Starbucks in Lynn, Massachusetts. So I apologize for any of the sounds that are in the background. Those are beyond my control, unfortunately. Okay, so let's get started. Your final research paper is going to consist of 15 pages. 10 pages is the actual paper, and 5 PowerPoint presentation slides will be the additional 5, which is the 15 pages. Okay, so it's 15 slides, 10 pages, and that is going to be the paper. Okay, the paper, the 5 major and mandatory components of your paper, of the 10-page part of your paper, is going to be the title cover page, your table of contents, your introduction, your conclusion, and your bibliography. Okay, in your introduction, okay, let's take a step back. The title page. Okay, so your title page will consist of whatever the title and the topic of your paper is going to be about, as well as maybe in the lower left or right-hand corner, you'll have, maybe the lower right-hand corner, you'll have your name, the date, the course, and my name. Okay, so I'll give you like a little structure of how you should do it. But your name, the name of the course, the professor's name, which is my name, and the date. All right. The second page is going to be your table of contents, which will be a work in progress, because you will not have your table of contents completed until you actually complete your paper on December 12th. Okay, so December 12th, you will have a actual completed table of contents, but in the interim, or from now until then, you'll just have things put in as the paper gets created. Okay, you also have your introduction. In the introduction, you will pretty much introduce to your topic, the company, and a little bit of what your paper's about. So the introductions can probably be about a paragraph or 2. Okay. Your conclusion will pretty much close out what you discussed throughout your paper. Okay, so you will discuss all the components of what is closing. So tying up the loose ends of what your paper is about. Excuse me. Tying up with the loose ends of what your paper is about. In addition to tying up your paper and all the topics in your paper, you will also discuss what you learned in the course, and as well as in the preparation of the paper, and how that has enriched your knowledge of human resources. Okay, so that's your conclusion. You also have the bibliography. I would like the bibliography, as well as any footnotes or citations that you have in the paper, to be in APA format, which is also known as, which is the American Psychological Association, APA. Okay, so I would like that format to be what you use throughout your paper. Okay, I'll probably give you a little bit more of an explanation why APA is more important to use than MLA. But for this paper, you will be using APA. Okay, and so that's the 5 major pages of your paper that's mandatory. Now your PowerPoint presentation will be what your paper is about, but in an abbreviated version of your paper. So you can incorporate the topics of that are discussed in the paper. Maybe have a slide dedicated to the company, I do not want to see your paper transformed over to the PowerPoint presentation. That's not a presentation. I want you to give me an outline of what your paper is going to be about in the 5 points, the 5-page presentation. Okay, so presentation, 5 slides. You can use Prezzo, you can use Microsoft, whatever you use for a PowerPoint presentation or for a presentation. I would like for you to use that. But make sure that it's 5 pages. Try to keep it within 15 pages. All right, if you can, if you have to go over, that's fine. But I don't want a 100-page paper. Okay, I know most of you don't want to do 100-page paper, right? So if you have to go to 20, if you feel that 10 pages is not enough for you to explain everything you need to explain in your paper, you can go 18, 20 pages. But let's stay as much as possible within the 15-page range. Okay, you have a proposal that's due this Thursday. This Thursday's proposal will be you just giving an idea of what the company you're going to be discussing, as well as some of the topics that you want to discuss from either the class, the textbook readings, the videos that the Harvard Business Review videos that you've been watching weekly, as well as, if it's publications like New York Times, Wall Street Journal, anything that would be helpful in the explanation of your paper. That's fine. You can use that. So your proposal is very short. It doesn't have to be long right now. Just 2 to 3 sentences of what your paper is going, what you propose your paper is going to be about, and that's it. Okay, that's due this Thursday, October 27th. The following week, which is Thursday, November 3rd, you will have to provide me with some of the materials that you plan to use in your paper. So you have to start doing research. By doing research, you're going to find papers, articles that will be essential to the successful completion of your paper. Now, I just want you to be aware that, everything that's on the internet is not valid information, okay? Somebody could be sitting on his couch in his living room, eating bonbons, creating things on the internet, and making you think it's real, okay? So everything that you're going to be anything that you want to use, make sure that it's validated information. Usually validated information is .org, .edu. So those informations are useful to, researching information. So you can use your textbook, you can use videos, you can use anything that's going to help you with your paper, okay? I would say the minimum research materials that you can use is probably 3 to 4 that I will require, but you can use more if that's going to help you with the explanation of your paper. You can use the company website for whatever companies you use. If you decide to do, that's fine, okay? Your draft. The draft of your paper will be due on Monday, December 5th, which means that 75% of your paper will be due by December 5th. Okay, not the completion, but at least the majority of your paper should be done. So this helps all of the procrastinators who like to wait till the last minute and write their paper from 12 midnight to 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning. You have to give it to me a week in advance. So you can stay up and work on your draft from 12 midnight to 7 p.m. in the morning. But the day of your paper, the due date of your paper, which is Monday, December 12th, you will not be up all night working on your paper, all right? And that's because I want you to actually learn something from doing your paper. Everybody says they're Shakespeare, and they do the best work, or they do their best work in the wee hours of the night under pressure, okay? but you can't learn anything under pressure if you are squeezing it in your brain. Okay, that's like cram studying. Okay, we're not going to do any cram studying. All right. Okay, so the draft of your paper is due on Monday, December 5th, and your final paper is due on Monday, December 12th, which is also the last day of your class. So the paper will be due on December 12th, and then you'll have your final exam, which I'll talk about in another integrity slide. Um, but I just wanted to make sure that you got a clear understanding as to what the instructions of your paper is in detail. Okay, this is a large class, and sometimes online, and you know the discussion or the instructions get a little fogged, and I want to make sure that I want to clear up all the fog, make sure you understand what's expected of you in this paper. So going forward, we'll still have time to talk about this, but this is the initial start of your final paper. Okay? So I would like to thank you for viewing my integrity presentation. Sorry it's for it being a little long, but this is how it goes sometimes. I certainly look forward to seeing everyone's paper and working with you throughout this time. And have a great day. Professor Miller Graves is signing out. Have an awesome day. Bye-bye.